Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very special because in this video we are going to learn how DevOps engineers use project management tools like Jira on a day-to-day basis. You might find hundreds of courses on different platforms about learning Kubernetes, learning DevOps, and learning other tools and technologies. But finding such courses is very rare. And this video is worth watching because I have requested an industry expert, a person with 10 years of experience in Scrum, Agile, and program management. He is going to explain us this entire Jira workflow and the Agile methodology process. This is not going to be theory, but everything we will learn practically through a dummy Jira dashboard. So please watch it till the end. This is going to be really interesting. Thank you so much, Santosh, for joining us today here. And I know how busy you are. Thank you for taking your valuable time out for us. And I am expecting this session to be very helpful for all the subscribers and viewers. I know you have created a lot for this session. So, Santosh, many of our subscribers have some common questions. Like there is so much documentation available for Jira, for project management, but it is confusing for someone who has just started their journey. So in the last videos, I have explained on a very high level what is Scrum, what is a product owner doing in the Scrum team, what is a Scrum master, and how does a development team work in Agile methodology. But for our subscribers and viewers, I haven't showed this entire thing in real time. And in this video, I'm expecting you to show the Jira dashboard in real time, how the stories are created, how people estimate the story points, right? And many of our subscribers are freshers and joining from non-IT background. Some of them are experienced, but do not have Jira exposure on the DevOps background. So I'm very sure you have created all these items for us. And there is so much in this live session. Over to you.
Definitely, I'll try my best to cover as much as information so that people who requested can have more information. Maybe if any questions, maybe we can answer them in the comment section. But
Sure.
I'll try my best to give you as much of information I can give.
Oh
Okay,
wow, looks
so
like
all
you
right,
have already created some tickets and board for us.
yeah.
Okay.
So what I've done, so excuse me with the storylines and all those things. I'm not into the much technical guy, so I've just picked up few lines and I just took help of Abhishek. Hey, what is this kind of? So what I've done, so this is how a typical Jira looks, guys. So in any project management tool, we have many tools called Jira, uh, and we have a Microsoft TFS where we can track. So Jira is a very famous, and so what I've done, I have created a sample project so that we can walk through what happens in Jira and how our daily these tracking, the Scrum ceremonies and Agile. So this is all of the coming in the Agile world, right? How a project can be tracked, adapting the Agile methodology. So what I've done, so this is a overall Jira. So I have created like multiple projects. So I took one project so that you can see that you can see, okay, if you join an organization, right, you will see n number of projects that you have access to across your organization or across your business units. Okay,
Okay.
different teams work on different projects and the boards. So I picked one project, as I just named it as DevOps ticket tracking.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, if we take any company like Amazon.com or something, so can I assume that
Mhm.
one project can be payments, one project can be transactions? Can I assume like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You can take that way. So one team might be completely dedicated to payments. One team
Okay.
might completely dedicate with transactions. One team completely dedicated with orders. One team completely dedicated to the UI UX. One team
Okay.
completely dedicated to database. One team completely dedicated to infrastructure. So each team create their own project to track the asks, the requests,
Okay.
and everything. You as I said, like you'll have all the projects and all these things. Now for the DevOps, it's a centralized project. Like, so DevOps is kind of infra. So this is something a common project for an entire company, and anyone can come and create their request, and based on that, the DevOps team will be working on. So
Okay.
I think most of the people will be confused with the sprint one, sprint two, the backlog, and all these things, right? So
Yes.
I'll just check these things. Okay, anyone can come here and create a ticket, and once you
Hmm.
click on this create, right, it will pop up a screen with whether you want to create a feature. Okay, I'll walk you through what is feature, story, and all. But you
Okay.
can create a feature, you can create a story, bug, and all those things. And once you click on create, right, it will come and drop in the backlog. Okay.
Okay.
When you say backlog, what is a backlog? Okay. A backlog is a collection of user stories, requests, bugs, and everything that a team raises to particular Scrum team or this project, where the product owner comes in, or the engineering leader, whoever is the leader of this project, comes in and checks what are all those tickets, and based on the priority, they will start discussing these user stories and they will be adding to the sprints.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you mean to say that
Hmm.
right now there is a project which is a centralized project called DevOps, and in
Yep.
that project, any team members, it can be payments, transactions, they can come to the DevOps project and they can create some tickets in the backlog, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So once they create it, right, they come in, but the default place they see the tickets is backlog.
Okay.
So the term backlog itself states, right, nothing has been started. It's just a kind of pile of stories or tickets that are coming in, the incoming tickets.
Okay.
They These tickets doesn't have any deadlines. These tickets doesn't have any estimations. These tickets doesn't have like timelines. Like when they just came, the request came in and they put in. Okay, here.
Okay.
Now, what the DevOps team does is like that. This any team will have a product owner,
Hmm.
the Scrum Master, engineering manager, everyone, right?
Yes.
They have this backlog refinement. Okay.
Okay.
Before that, the product grooming will happen. When I say product grooming, for example, Abhishek, this is a sample project. I've created 3 to 4 tickets. But think of a centralized DevOps project in an organization like Microsoft or Amazon. You'll
Yeah.
be having like thousands of tickets. You'll get
Yes.
literally 1,000 tickets. In that thousand, you will get 500 bucks, or for that, they should prioritize what needs to go in first and to be worked and delivered to the clients. Or
Understood.
when we say clients, for the DevOps, clients are the internal teams, like I
Okay.
said, payment. So now a product grooming will happen. They will put all the stories from top to bottom, and
Hmm.
then they bring to the teams. There is a ceremony called in the Scrum backlog refinement.
Okay.
In this backlog refinement, they will pick the top user stories or the bugs, and they'll start discussing with the teams,
Okay.
and they'll size up the user stories. Okay.
Okay.
Once they size, they'll slowly start putting in the top sprint, the sprint one. Okay, let's take that this is the sprint one that they'll start working on. They'll start putting them in this. They'll size it up. How they size? There is a Fibonacci series. I hope everyone knows the Fibonacci series, like
Yeah.
0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, right? So they consider one as a very small, two as a
Okay.
medium, three as a medium kind, five is large, eight is XL. So this is a t-shirt sizing. They will size these tickets based on the complexity, based on the time, based on the work that needs to be done there. So
Hmm.
they will do the sizing and they will drop here. Okay.
Okay.
This is called backlog refinement. Any questions still here?
Yeah, I mean, just to summarize, just to hope,
Mm-hmm.
just to see if we are in the same page. So what you are saying is,
Mm-hmm.
because DevOps is a centralized team, there can be hundreds and thousands of tickets. So
Yes.
DevOps team will take help of product manager, product owner, sorry, and Scrum
Mm-hmm.
Master. And during a meeting called backlog refinement, they will refine
Mm-hmm.
all of these stories and they will see which is priority one, which is priority two, like they will come up with top 10 tickets and they will assign the top 10 tickets into the sprint one. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Sure.
the product owner does that work because
Okay.
okay, the product owner does that work and he will put that. And there is a one more suggestion, Abhishek. So the teams might follow that or not. We can
Yeah.
also come up with one thing. Like if the team is not comfortable in adding the stories directly to the sprints, right?
Yeah.
They can do one thing. they can create a, I can say this is not a we have followed in one of our organization,
Yeah.
like, just if you click on edit, right,
Yeah.
okay, you can rename this as a backlog refinement.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Okay.
now product owner can put his top priorities into backlog refinement,
Okay.
and he can groom those user stories.
Hmm.
Okay, and then when there is another ceremony called sprint planning.
Okay.
On that day, based on the availability, based on the capacity, he can put the stories here. So they can do
Okay.
either the way. They can
Okay.
directly put in the sprint, and they can do the backlog refinement, and they can do the planning at the end of the day, and they can start. Or else, if they are not comfortable, they can create a one dummy sprint called backlog refinement. They can
Okay.
put the user stories here, because there are like 500 and 1000, right? Even
Yes.
product owner might be difficult. So just for his tracking, he can create one sprint called backlog refined, or refined stories, whatever the name that team is comfortable, and they can put those user stories here, and they can
Got it.
discuss only those, and they can pull what are the user stories they can accommodate in the sprint one. You
Got
got my
it.
point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what exactly is sprint here?
Okay. So a sprint is okay in agile methodology. It's a practice, right? There are like there is a few approaches called Scrum, Kanban, Scrumban, right? So these are the kind of approaches in the agile methodologies. So in the Scrum is a time boxed approach. When I say
Okay.
time boxed approach, they have like a time box, like in this time we have to do our work, we have to deliver.
Okay.
So in the scrum, so one of the topic is like sprint. When you say
Hmm.
sprint, this is time boxed into 2 weeks. Some teams follow 2 weeks, some teams follow 3 weeks, some teams follow 4 weeks.
Okay.
How comfortable they are, and how they were matured with agile, and how they are coming from the years they are working in. So we usually do it as 3 weeks of sprint. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
So one sprint for us is like a time box manner of 3 weeks, and we will pick the user stories, like what we can deliver in these 3 weeks.
Okay.
We will only pick
Got it.
those three user stories. Like, it's not like we will take 100 user stories and we will do only 20 user stories, and we'll move that user 80 user
Yeah.
story. No. Yeah. So that's the main importance of this sprint. Like, you should pick only
Got it.
what you can.
Got
That's
it.
the time box manner of the sprint.
So basically, what you are saying is, out of all the stories in the backlog refinement or in the backlog, we will
Mm-hmm.
take some stories for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we will
Yep.
define that in next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, this is something that we are going to deliver, right?
Exactly.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Yeah.
So these can be bugs, user stories, and tasks. So whatever the priority that product owner brings in, and what is the priority for this team.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Shall we move on?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So now, okay. Now I spoke about one ceremony called backlog refinement, and once that is done, we will do a sprint planning, Abhishek. What actually the sprint planning is like? Now you have done the refinement for 10 to 15 user stories, Abhishek. Okay,
Yes.
you generally product owner felt these are the priority ones. On the sprint planning, we will have to do a one a very important meeting is called a capacity planning. When I say capacity planning, for example, take you are a scrum master or a team lead for a one agile team. Or you think of a scrum master. You are now your team size is of 4 members. Okay, now you product owner brought 10 to 15 user stories.
Hmm.
On the day of the sprint, not everyone will be available for next 3 weeks. Like, someone will be on
Yes.
vacation, someone will be on holidays, some might be having a different task, or if they are a dedicated, they might not be comfortable of taking 15. So with this capacity planning, we will know how many story points we can actually deliver in a sprint.
Got it.
Okay, deliver this capacity based on previous sprints and all. If it is a sprint one and it's a new team, then we will slightly calculate and be on a very positive note, and we'll say we'll go smoothly. We will say,
Okay.
okay, if you're comfortable with 10 points or a 20 points. So once we do this capacity planning, we will know what is our capacity for the sprint one.
Hmm.
For example, our capacity for sprint one is 25 points. So
Okay.
now we will see what are all priorities that can be sum up to 25 points. If product owner says Okay, these, though we have done refinement for 15, as our capacity is 25,
Okay.
let's pick these things. Then we will pull those user stories into here sprint one, and
Got it.
we will make sure everyone is aligned with these user stories, and we are delivering all this. Then once what happens, once it is done, Abhishek, you might be seeing one called should be able to enable bulk
Bulk
payments. This is a
payments.
sprint,
Yes.
so you can put your script sprint goal as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is my sprint goal. Though you have all these user stories, you might be having one particular goal. For example, as this is a DevOps team across organization, maybe you, the product owner, the product team, or this team have a major goal of achieving something in this sprint.
Got
It could
it.
be a generalized statement as close all bugs
Got it.
or anything. So you can put a sprint, you can put a sprint
Fix,
goal.
maybe like fix all issues with existing CI/CD
Exactly,
pipelines. Yeah.
exactly, anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So you just need to click on the start sprint, and as this is a, I just put it as a 2 week sprint here because
Got it.
any team starting new, they'll start with 2 weeks. So I just started the sprint, and you'll see the sprint like 28 August to 11 September, a two
Okay.
weeks time balls. Now, once this started, there is a very important ceremony in a Scrum. It's called daily stand up, Abhishek. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is this daily stand up?
Okay. You move
So,
to the active sprints tab.
active sprint. Yeah,
Okay.
because here we will see what are all user stories that are picked in the sprint, and you can see by the status in the backlog. If you come here, you'll still see the
Okay.
stories, but you don't
Yeah.
see the progress of the user stories. But if you
Okay.
left side, you will see a active sprint. It's a common in any Jira. You will see what are the user stories assigned to Santosh, what are the user stories assigned to Abhishek, what are the user stories assigned to Rutvik, and what is the status like. Are they
Got
in
it.
to do? Are they in progress? Are they done? You can come up with any status, guys. These are the general status to do in progress. Few people will come up with pending acceptance. Few people come
Okay.
up with in review or code review. You can put in
Okay.
any columns here, and you
Okay.
just need to move your user story here. So, for
Okay.
example, user should be able to set up bulk payments. So, Santosh started this user story, and he moved the user story to in progress.
Got it.
Okay,
So if
and
my
you can create
manager wants
subtasks
to,
under the user story. Mhm.
yeah, sorry. So I was saying if my manager wants to come to this board and see what
Mhm.
Santosh is doing or what is
Mhm.
the DevOps team doing in this sprint and what is the
Mhm.
status of DevOps team in this sprint, this active sprints tab will help, right?
Exactly.
Got it.
It will give you a overview like what all user stories are in progress, because you are in mid of the sprint. When I say mid of the sprint, you're done with 1 week, and if
Okay.
you see all stories in to do, you can ask a question to the team, right? What's happening, guys? Why these user stories aren't to do? So that's the
Got it.
reason I was talking about a very important meeting called daily stand up.
Daily
Okay,
stand up.
in
Okay.
this daily stand up, yeah, the, the three main points were what you have done yesterday, what you are going to do today, and any blockers.
Okay.
These are the key things that any developer in this team should be talking about. For example, hey, yeah, yesterday I've started this work and I'm here, and today I'll continue to work on this. And if any blockers, you can bring it up. If or else you say I don't have any blockers, I'm good. Or if
Got
someone
it.
says, hey, I'm blocked with the user story because I don't have a right setup to do this work. You can
Okay.
put that blocker.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the three main questions you're going to answer in a daily stand up,
And
and
who
it
will
should not
conduct
last more than
this?
15 minutes.
And who will conduct this daily stand-ups?
Okay, okay, this is how it is, Abhishek. So if every team will have a scrum master, and scrum master should be facilitating this meeting.
Okay.
And when a matured agile teams in a matured agile team, a scrum master need not to join the call at all.
Okay.
Okay, a self-esteem team can conduct their anyone. If today you will be conducting the stand up, tomorrow I'll be conducting the stand up.
Got it.
Okay, in general, until the team is well matured enough, the scrum master will be initially helping to conduct the daily stand-ups, and he will make sure things are going move faster pace, no blockers or anything, and he's, if any blockers, he's removing the blockers.
Hmm.
So basically Scrum Master will be doing this and should be doing this.
Makes
And in
sense.
some areas where the team is matured enough, the Scrum Master need not to be joining the daily Scrum. Anyone from the team can take care of this daily stand-up.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And there is one more ceremony, Abhishek. It's called mid-sprint review.
Oh, okay.
Okay. When I say mid-sprint review, you have asked a good question in between, like what I would like, my manager would like to know what kind of work is being done with this thing. Okay.
Hmm.
And at the same point of time, a product owner might not join with us daily,
Hmm.
or the engineering leader might not. So this, with this mid sprint review, right, we will have a kind, it's not a mandatory to join everyone to join there, but a team should compulsorily be there. And what they will do in the mid sprint, they will review where are we with the sprint,
Okay, okay.
going in the right direction, are we achieving to complete all the user stories, or are there any hard blockers, or anyone in the team is not with the pace, or they are not able to do the work, or they have estimated it as a three pointer or a medium story, but now it's coming up with a very large story, now they need to do something. So all these things, a mid sprint review is a very good to have a meeting,
Okay.
ceremony in this Scrum, so that we, though we will have a daily meeting, in mid sprint review we can go through each user story. You can put it as a 30 minutes, quick 30 minutes or a 45 minutes, because in a daily stand up we just restrict ourselves not to go beyond 15 minutes, right? This
Yes, yes.
this sprint review will clearly give us, are we in a right direction, and we are towards our goal, achieving it
Okay,
100%.
okay.
Yeah.
One question, Santosh, here
Hmm. Hmm.
is that okay? You said that each person will take some stories. Let's say
Hmm.
Santosh took couple of stories in this 2 week sprint. Okay, but
Okay.
most of
Mhm.
our subscribers are actually learning things now, and some of them are
Mhm.
freshers. Some of them have,
Mhm.
you know, just started from non-IT background to IT background. Okay,
Okay.
let's say one such person joins this DevOps team. Okay,
Okay.
now
Okay.
because you are experienced person, you already, like let's say Abhishek is already experienced, and Abhishek can take up some task, and Abhishek can say that
Mhm.
okay, this will be 5 pointer, probably this
Mhm.
will take half a week or 1 week. Okay, but
Mhm.
how can
Mhm.
a new person, okay, who is very new to
Mhm.
the team, who is very new to
Mhm.
this technology, how can they
Okay.
estimate? Okay.
Okay. That's a very good question, Abhishek. So yeah. So now initially, when a fresher, like he's freshly graduate from college, and now he is in agile team, or someone who started the career from somewhere to DevOps.
Yes.
Now he switched his career. Now he don't know what actually the everything. He's just in the learning curve.
Yes.
Now he sat in a backlog grooming, where the backlog refinement, where all the experienced developers started estimating the user stories. Like
Okay.
some Abhishek said it's five, Santosh said it's three, Rutvik said it's two, five. Now this person cannot estimate the user story at all, because he
Yes.
don't know what all needs to be done. Now here this is how it's agile, and we work as a team, right? Now we wanted to, but still we wanted that person to start work with. So
Yes.
initially in sprint 1, sprint 2, right, what we do is like, we initially start with him with giving a very small user stories which are very straightforward.
Okay.
Okay. So though they are not client critical, we wanted to start with them, because
Okay.
you can't give a client critical ticket to a DevOps person who is very new and he can't do.
Yes.
Okay, we will pick up what any tickets priority that has a straightforward one, and we'll pick them and we'll slowly start onboarding that person.
Okay.
Though it might not sounds like we are picking the critical ones, but still we will start giving them, and we will also create a subtask under these user stories,
Okay.
so that he will start working with this the so-called experienced developer, and he will be working slowly. He will get to know how things are getting estimated,
Got
and
it.
he will start estimating in a maybe in a 2 sprints or a 3 sprints of time.
Okay. So
Okay.
initially,
This
even
much.
if they're
This,
saying something wrong, is it fine? Like for one,
yes,
two sprints. Okay.
that's absolutely fine. See, for example, not even wrong. I can say, I can take you one good example of what happened. Like a developer sized it around 3 points,
Okay.
but the senior developer sized it around 5 points.
Okay.
So there was a discussions going on, and we took an average of. We took these things, Abhishek. Like few sized it as 3, few sized it at 5. Then we have a good discussions, and we will take average of 5 plus 3, 8, and divide by something, and we will come it as 3. We can't
Okay.
take 4, right?
Yeah.
We will put
Yeah.
it as 3, and then the developer started working. Later, the developer realized it's a 5 pointer
Okay.
in the in realize, right? Because they thought it's a straightforward work and it is coming in. Now what happens, these are all learnings, right? So next, in the
Yes.
retrospective we'll talk, okay, while estimating the user story, before we conclude, let's take deeper dive and then conclude the points.
Got it.
So this, yeah, we can do this way as well. So initially,
Makes
if the
sense.
teams are unable to size it up, that's completely fine. We are not expecting even a fresher to size the user story.
Got it.
He
So
can learn. He or she can learn slowly.
yeah. One thing I want to tell all the viewer subscribers, if you are new to Jira or if you're new to Agile process, so here story points are nothing but when Santosh is saying something is 3 story points, something is 5 story point, basically we are talking about the complexity of it. And in Agile methodology, you basically take a Fibonacci series and you have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 5, 8 and 13. That's the maximum number which people usually go to. And when you say one, like having issues with Jenkins pipeline, if you say it as 1 story point, that means it is very, very simple task. If you say it as 3, that means it is normal. If you say it as 8, it is critical. If you say it as 13, that means it is super critical. Not critical, sorry, super complex. Okay. So this is how the story points are. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Abhishek. Yeah, so that's how you story point. That's how you will start working towards that. So that's where this velocity thing and all those things comes in, Abhishek. Where today you said a fresher is there. Today your velocity is might be less. Maybe
Yeah.
after 2 to 3 sprints, once he picks up his pace, your velocity might increase, and you'll start taking more points.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So
And
that's one thing.
and
Yeah. Go ahead.
Santosh, one question is that, okay, now
hmm
let's say you have created this sprint. Okay. One
Okay.
sprint is done, 2 sprints are done, 3 sprints are done. Now, someone in the higher management, let's say they want to
Okay.
understand how this team is performing. Okay.
Okay.
So how you can track that work in Jira?
Okay. That's a good question. You see, Jira is like, I can salute to this Jira. So you can click on this sprint report. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now this sprint report gives how many user stories you have committed. Okay. How many user stories, this sprint report shows how many user stories you have committed. So these are the issues. So what
Okay.
happens at the end of the sprint, Abhishek? So you have committed like 8 story points or 8 story points, and in bugs we generally don't estimate them. So
Yeah.
there are 4 story points. At the end of this, let's take there are 20 user stories plus bugs and stories. Okay.
Yeah.
Now at the end of the sprint, once you close the sprint, it will show, okay, what is how is your burn up chart, how is your burn down chart, and
Okay.
how many user stories you have actually committed. It will show issues not completed, means it will start showing issues completed, issues spilled over, issues not completed. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So it will give you a kind of a report where it will shows, okay, these many stories. And there is a one more report I can show you. It's a velocity chart.
Okay.
Okay.
There are so many
This
reports.
velocity chart shows,
Yeah.
yeah, you have many reports. This velocity chart shows, so today you have team committed 20 points in sprint 1
Okay.
and delivered 18 points.
Okay.
The next sprint you have team committed 24 and delivered 20 points. And third sprint you have your team committed 24 and delivered 24.
Okay.
This will give you, okay, this is the team's velocity, average velocity, like 18 plus delivered, like committed versus delivered. 18, 22, 24. This is the committed, and the delivered is a 16, 20, 22 something. And they'll sum
Got
up
it.
and they'll say this is the velocity. And the higher management can look at these two reports and they will know, okay, whether this team is improving or whether this team needs an improvement,
Okay.
or they are
Okay.
doing very good. So there are very good amount of reports that it can show how you are performing. Apart from the reports, we can also create these dashboards, right? As I said, even these dashboards can give you a very good view of your entire project of the DevOps. For example, Abhishek, uh, as I said, right, you
Hmm.
will be working for multiple teams. Like you'll be working for payment teams, transaction teams, DB teams, any teams. Now your management wants, hey, what all features have worked for this team? Hey,
Hmm.
what all bugs that came for payments team? What all
Hmm.
bugs came from transaction team? What all bugs came for this orders team? So now you
Okay.
can create a beautiful dashboards with the help of dashboards, a simple jQuery. You click on a create dashboard, you just create a query where you can simply query let project is equal to DevOps, where the team we have a different fields where you can select product as payments, and you can
Okay.
select product where product is equal to this, and where issue type is okay, one more important point I forgot. Here in Jira, in Agile, we always call any ticket as issue,
Issue. Okay.
even if it is a user story, even if it is a bug, task, or anything, we call it as issue type, issue.
Okay.
So that's what we have to remember in this Jira world and this Agile world, right? So in simple query, you can say where issue type is equal to bug. Then you will get all the bugs. So you can differentiate these dashboards into how many dashboards. You can create some pie charts like how many are in progress, how many are done.
Got
You
it.
can create some. So you can create your own dashboards and represent to your higher management, because the higher management cannot come and daily check your boards, right? How many user stars will there.
Yeah.
So these dashboards are really helpful. So in Jira you can explore these things,
Got it.
and you can show it to your management. Yeah, so
So
that's
this
how
is
you can
base.
work with the Jira.
So this is basically a blessing for project management where they can do everything in one single place, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So if you explore, it will give you anything in Jira. So you can, guys, one more thing, you can also create documents. So
Oh,
then you will have,
okay.
yeah. So you will ask, hey, I'm creating user stories. I'm doing user stories. Now where do I store my documents?
Yes.
Any KT documents. So guys, there is a plugin to this Atlassian. So Jira is from Atlassian. So in this Jira, you will have a plugin for the Confluence. So
Okay.
you can, like Jira, you are creating the Scrum board. You can create a Confluence page to your Jira, and you can link that Confluence to this Jira, and you can put all your documents, meeting notes, KT documents, root cause analysis, all those things in the Confluence page. Or you
Confluence.
know about the Google Docs. Earlier, we used to store in the large folders, right?
Yes.
Now, this Atlassian product in Jira, it is giving a folder, documentation folder called Confluence. You can put anything there, your workflows or anything, and you
Okay.
can simply link that. You can put your retrospectives, you can put your reports, you can prepare anything, you can call your dashboards there.
Makes sense. So
Yeah.
not just the project management, but Jira along with Confluence. So Confluence is
Hmm.
basically another tool that is provided by the same parent company called Atlassian. You can
Yes,
do all your project management in Jira, and you can store all the documents like when some new team member joins your DevOps team,
exactly.
right? You need to give
Yeah,
them some documents so that he or she can refer without
yeah,
bothering you. So that
yes.
documents, Santosh is saying that you can store in Confluence, which is another product. Got it.
Yeah, so you can have that linkage here. You can link all your Confluence links here.
Okay.
Okay, you can just project pages, you can add a shortcut here, and you can just put them here, and you can just put, and guys, you can also manage the releases here in Jira.
Okay.
Like, if you are releasing something in sprint 1, you can create
Hmm.
one release called sprint 1 release. You see here, you can add those actions here.
Got it.
Okay, you'll have you'll call the versions here, release versions. You can add that release version, and simply you can track how in you wanted to see how what in which release I got with this one, like in sprint 2 what all stories. So what happens, Abhishek, you might not release everything in one sprint, right? Every sprint you
Yes,
might not release, and you for some user stories you want to release after 3 sprints. So
yeah,
this release tab will clearly show what are all you are releasing. It's not
got it.
mandated that whatever you work in sprint 1 will get released in sprint 1.
Okay. Basically,
Ah, so,
for our DevOps teams,
mhm,
releases are not same as the development teams. For example, for
exactly.
development teams, they have releases like version 1, version 2, version 3. In terms of
Mhm,
DevOps, you might not have releases, but still, if you want, you can create some releases and you can track
exactly.
what you want to do in 3 months, what you want to do in 6 months, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is really, really helpful, Santosh. Thank you so much
Okay.
for joining us and sharing this entire knowledge on Jira. And I hope whoever is watching this video, they at least got to know how does this Jira board look like and how DevOps engineering team perform the project management. And in future, we like to have you and even explain us in detail, like probably get some even more real time examples and share your knowledge with us, Santosh.
Definitely, Abhishek. Thank you very much for pulling into this call and just letting me know, speak about this Jira and things. Even as I said, even there's a lot to learn. Even I'm still in learning process. I've just given a basics like what I know.
Yeah,
So maybe if any questions or any comments on things, maybe I will get to know a few more things and maybe I might answer. Yep.
thank you, Santosh.
Thank you very much, Abhishek. Thank you. Have a great day.